Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing something a little different, I guess. I'm going to be doing like a chit chat, get ready with me today, but we're going to be talking about like the woes and the challenges and the struggles of being a content creator in the beauty space on YouTube, being like having a smaller platform and trying to grow in this beauty space on YouTube. So this video is going to be kind of like a response video, or I guess like my take on a video from YouTuber Smokey Glow, and I'll make sure that I will link the video that I'm referring to in my description box. But Smokey Glow, she has a much larger platform than me. I want to say that she's like somewhere around 300,000 subscribers, but she did a video a little while back and she called it a channel autopsy, and I thought that that was a good way to put it. But she talked about some of her older content that she did from the perspective of like being a smaller creator at the time, trying to grow her platform, just content that she may have done over the years that she may have regretted, or she regretted at the time or regrets now, or you know, certain things that she may have felt pressured into doing to grow her channel on YouTube. So I'm basically going to be talking about the same thing. I'm going to talk about some of the content that I now regret doing, and just some stuff that I feel like I didn't do it out of true passion. I did it more so because, you know, I'm trying to grow my channel. So I'm going to be talking about my struggle with basically, I guess, three main areas and trying to find a balance between all of them. So the first one being doing content that I really want to do, content that I am passionate about. The second one I think would be incorporating content that helped me bring my current audience to my channel in the first place, so making sure that I'm still giving them that same type of content. And I think the third one would be also incorporating content that I think would help me grow a potential audience, so bringing new people to my channel, you know, to help me grow, and just trying to find my voice in all of that. So that's what we're going to be touching on today. So before we get into it, if this is your first time here, welcome. My name is SonyaNicole. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really hope that you would consider subscribing to the channel while you are here today. I would really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments if you do subscribe, because I definitely want to say thank you. And of course, for those of you who are already subscribed to the channel, welcome back. Thank you so much for coming back. And as always, thank you for your continued support. Okay, you guys, let's jump right into it. Okay, so I may end up being redundant here because I'm going to be doing my intro at the end of the video. So I apologize if I'm saying things now that you just heard in the intro, but I'm doing the intro at the end, so y'all get what I'm saying. But I think that I'm going to give you guys just a little bit of history on my channel, like what my intent for YouTube was when I started versus what it is now. But before I do that, let me just quickly say a couple of things. Number one, I think I'm just going to have what I'm doing, what the products that I'm using, just flash up on the screen, because I have a feeling I'm going to end up forgetting to tell you guys or show you guys what I'm using. And also let me just give you just a little bit of information about the video that I'm going to be piggybacking on from Smokey Glow. Her name is Hannah, but she goes by Smokey Glow on YouTube. So she touched on, and I'm sure I'll say this in the intro, but I'm going to have the video linked in my description box, but she touched on a couple of things in that video that I'm going to be giving my perspective on. So she talked about from a beauty YouTuber, like a small beauty YouTuber's perspective, like a newer beauty YouTuber, their perspective on feeling pressure to do product review videos, hauls and anti-hauls, and also like the pressure to have like a certain size like makeup collection. So I'm going to be talking about that, but I'm also going to be giving you guys my perspective on, I guess I'll call it like makeup application, or like overall makeup wear on YouTube. And I know you're probably thinking like, what does that mean? But you know, I'll get to that a little bit later on in the conversation. So let me give you guys a little bit of background about why I started started YouTube versus why I'm trying to grow now. So when I started YouTube, my intent was just really to have fun. And I said from the very beginning, you know, if my channel blows up and goes somewhere, that's great. But if it doesn't, that's great too. Not that's great, but you know, that's fine too. Like whatever happens, I'm just gonna have fun with it, right? So I kind of wish that I hadn't done that when I started. I kind of wish now that I had much more of a definitive goal when I first started, because I feel like I would have made better decisions along the way. But anyway, that's when I started out. I said, I'm just gonna have fun with this no matter what happens. 2020 has changed my perspective in a number of ways. So thankfully, I am still employed, and in the foreseeable future, I expect things to stay that way. But you know, just with everything that's going on, 2020 really has me thinking about, you know, looking into developing multiple streams of income. So that's one of the reasons that I've decided to like get my hustle on with YouTube and really try to grow and monetize my channel. In addition to that, some of you know that both of my parents got sick last year, and they both took like a drastic turn for the worse, kind of like around the same time, like around October, November of last year. And thank God my mother is still here, and she's actually doing better than she was back when she was like really sick. My stepfather has passed on, and since then I have moved in with my mother. So now it's me, my mom, my sister, her kids, we all live together, and my sister and I, we take care of my mother. So she's not at the stage of like total care, but we just feel more comfortable with us being here. And one of the things that I noticed, because of the whole health crisis that we're dealing with, I've been working from home since March, so that has allowed us to just not have to worry about like looking for a caregiver for my mother. And another reason that I'm trying to like hustle now and grow my channel and just see like where it can really take me is, you know, should she get to the point where she is going to need like 24-hour like complete care, you know, possibly that could be me or my sister in that situation. Just, you know, dealing with all of this with my stepdad. We've gone through the whole thing about, you know, having to get comfortable with someone being in the house, taking care of him, and we had an excellent caregiver, praise God. But, you know, just 2020 just has me thinking about some things differently. So I know I said I was going to be short with that, but I just felt the need to put that out there because I think that's going to drive like part of this conversation. So with that being said, let's get into you know, how I feel like I've been pressured to do some product review videos. So I remember this was very early on in my channel. I was doing a video, I feel like it was a get ready with me, and I talked about how this had to be back in 2018. I don't know if I said this, but I started YouTube in January of 2018. So I think it was back in 2018. I said that I did not want my channel to become product review based. Not that I have anything against that. That's just not what I wanted to do with my channel. I wanted my content to stay focused on makeup tutorials, getting better with makeup application as I go along. I'm definitely like not a pro makeup artist, but I feel like I've gotten way better since 2018. Like if you watch some of my older videos, my makeup just looks questionable, you know what I mean? But I just wanted my content to be focused on things like, you know, learning alongside my audience, learning from my audience, and then teaching people what I have learned about makeup, you know, since I really got into it. I wanted my content to be a mix of that and conversation type videos. And yes, I expected from the very beginning to do product reviews here and there, because I feel like even if I weren't on YouTube trying to grow on here, I would be buying, you know, some makeup pretty much consistently. I think I would be buying makeup because I enjoy buying new products, trying them out, see if I like them. So I think I definitely would have incorporated that into my content over the past couple of years, but I didn't ever want that to be the focus of my channel, and it really hasn't become the focus of my channel. But I do think over the past couple of years, there have definitely been times where I did product reviews. Not necessarily that I did product reviews, but there's definitely been times where I went out and bought makeup at the time when I probably would not have purchased it if I wasn't trying to grow my channel. So a couple of examples of that would be, I did a video on the Too Faced Born This Way matte foundation. The original foundation, the original Born This Way foundation is one of my favorites. So I think at some point, whether I was on YouTube or not, I probably would have still purchased that foundation because I just would have been curious from, you know, how much I like the original one. I think I would have eventually purchased it, tried it out. But that's a good example of, like, whenever there is a new product that launches that I think it'll like give my channel some traction, I am still to the point where I'm not really going into the stores like that. So like if something is going to be launching on a Tuesday, like I'll set my alarm for 12 o'clock that day, 12 a.m. so that I can go online and purchase it like as soon as I possibly can. Reason being, I know, like, from what I hear, stores are doing what they can to keep their employees and their customers safe. So I know that there are some people who are okay with going into the stores. That's fine. It's just not, I just don't feel totally comfortable with it right now, so I don't go into the stores unless I absolutely have to. But even if I am able to get my hand on a product the day that it launches and I'm able to get my video out the day that it launches, even before I sit down and hit the record button, I'm already competing against everyone who got those products in PR. But I still do those videos because they do still, you know, they do well on my channel. Like if I'm able to get a product review video out, I would say like within a week of a product launching, it does give my channel some traction. So I look at them as investments, but you know, sometimes not sometimes, I feel like every time I do a product review video, I definitely feel like there's some pressure to get it out there like as soon as possible because I'm trying to grow my channel, and I just feel like unfortunately that's what people really want to see in the makeup community. Like product review videos, to me they just seem to be a lot more popular these days as opposed to like makeup tutorials or just like having a conversation about makeup. I feel like being a YouTuber with a small platform, I just don't have the luxury of being able to do like a video like this and have it give my channel traction, whereas a new product review video would, you know. Another example, and this is probably even a better example, I did a video where I swatched all of the Fenty Slip Shine lipsticks. Now again, if I weren't trying to grow my channel, maybe I would have bought like 3 of those lipsticks, maybe 5 tops, but I decided to buy all 10 so that I could do a swatch video. Now, I looked at it as an investment because I think I spent like almost $200 on those lipsticks. So I wasn't expecting to, you know, put the video out and then just overnight be monetized and end up making that money back like in AdSense or anything like that. I was just expecting for that to give my channel some traction, which it did. You know, it got me closer to monetization. And no, I know I don't have to do that. Like I know I don't have to spend a couple $100s on new makeup if I don't want to, but I kind of feel like I have to sometimes if I want to grow on this platform, you know. So those are just a couple of examples of how I feel like I'm pressured to, you know, do product review videos. And again, there's certainly nothing wrong with them. It's just that I do them primarily just to grow. Now, I don't always do product review videos because I want to. I will admit that. That Fenty video, I was excited about it, but I think I was more so excited about it because I assumed it was going to give my channel the traction that it did. You know, I just feel like if I do what I'm truly passionate about on here, I would be doing videos like this all the time, doing makeup and just talking to y'all about stuff. Like I feel like that's what I would be doing. So my other issue with doing like product reviews, I just don't want to get sucked into what I've seen other YouTubers that have bigger platforms get sucked into. Like, number one, I don't know how I totally feel about the term influencer. That's number one. Like, if I give you guys my opinion on a product, and I know that I have come on here and I've said for certain products, like, this is something that I would highly recommend, or this is something that I definitely would not recommend. So if you've ever heard me say that, I meant it. Like, it's something that I feel strongly enough about to either really recommend something to you or not. I'm gonna do my brows off camera, and then I'll come back and finish my thought. Okay, so I don't know exactly where I was in my thoughts when I cut the camera, but I know we were talking about the term influencer. So yeah, I don't really care for that term too much. Like, I don't want to necessarily influence somebody's decision to buy or to not buy a product. I just want to like inform my audience, educate them, and share with them my personal experience with a product. And then I want them to, you know, decide for themselves if they're going to buy it. And I know we basically do make that decision for ourselves, but I guess I'm just basing that off of what I've seen happen to some other creators who have like much bigger platforms than I do. Like, they get like attacked in their comments because, you know, somebody might feel some type of way that someone has recommended a product and then they try it and it doesn't work for them, and they have to like defend that. I don't understand that, but I don't want to get like sucked into all of that. And then to go along with that, like, I do think sometimes like dedicated product reviews, they're helpful. I definitely get use out of watching other product reviews from some people, but I guess my speed would be more so like, you know, doing a video, you know, like a get ready with me, or, you know, just some sort of like, you know, general tutorial type video, and then within that video I'm incorporating like trying out a new product. And then, you know, if you see me use that product over and over again in future videos, I obviously like it, or, you know, I might come back and say, you know, no, I didn't care for this. But I don't want to get sucked into like just people holding on to my every single word. Like, in a way, I would be thankful that people trust my opinion, so I don't want to sound like ungrateful, but at the same time, like, I just don't I don't want to be labeled as an influencer. I want to be labeled more as like, I don't know what you would call it, an educator, someone who can give you some information. I don't want to be like labeled as that. That's all I can say. So I feel like I can't really put into words what I'm trying to relay, but I just don't care for the term influencer. It just never really sit well with me. But I feel like I kind of already said this, but to each his own in this aspect. But I just feel like for me, I find it more helpful to see like how people are incorporating products into a look. And I know that, yes, you're technically doing that when you do a product review. Well, not all the time. Like, sometimes, I know for me personally, if I'm doing like a dedicated review on like a foundation, I may not show you my entire routine for that video. I may just focus on the foundation. But for me, it would just be more helpful to see you use the product in a routine from beginning to end. But I know some people are the opposite and they just want it to like get to the point. So, you know, that's just my personal preference. But I definitely feel like when I do product reviews, it's definitely more so because I think it'll help grow my channel, not necessarily because those are the types of content that I want to do. So that's kind of a segue into the next topic that I want to talk about, which is doing like haul and anti-haul videos. So ironically enough, the second video that I did on YouTube, I called it the unhaul. That was my way of like trying to be different and trying to stand out and all of that. Like, everybody was doing anti-hauls, so I called my video the unhaul, and I talked about products that they were so bad that I returned them or I unhauled them. Outside of that, I've only done one other anti-haul video. I honestly can't remember if I've done a video talking about like more so like a purchase or pass type video. I really don't remember if I've done a video like that, but I kind of recently recently did an anti-haul video. Going into like being in the whole like consumerism part of this like beauty community space on YouTube and me not really wanting to promote that, I feel like I started dabbling in haul videos, which I don't do them very often, but I have done them. But I feel like the only reason I started dabbling in them is because they're popular on YouTube. And there have been times over the past couple of years where I may not have planned on buying any makeup, but I bought some just so that I could do a haul video, because again, that's what people seem to want to see on this platform. There have been times where my intent was to do like all drugstore makeup just so that I could say, you know, I just did a haul and I did all drugstore. But the reason I'm doing all drugstore is just because drugstore is cheaper than high end. Like I'm spending my money just to like be able to grow on here, you know what I mean? And then that kind of ties into doing anti-hauls. So again, that second video that I did, that was technically like, I guess it was kind of like in the same area of an anti-haul video. But the one that I did kind of recently, I feel like it might have been like a couple months ago. The only reason I did that video was because I needed content for that week. I just felt like I had nothing to film and I needed something to put out there, right? So this was right around the time where that the No Pigment foundation came out, and that was one thing that I was just like, I am not spending my money on that, even though I thought that was going to be like a very trending topic, because that, you know, people were just so curious about that foundation. But I was just like, no, I'm not spending my money on a foundation that looks like air. I'm not doing that. So I figure, you know, if I do an anti-haul, that would be a way for me to justify using, for instance, Becca, I think it's called the Becca No Pigment Foundation. That would be a way for me to justify using that keyword phrase and my tags without having to spend money on the product. And I honestly cannot even remember what else I talked about in that anti-haul video. But I remember like I had to go onto Sephora, like I had to search for stuff that I didn't want to buy. And that, I'm not saying that that's a dishonest thing to do, because you might be online on Sephora or Ulta's website looking for things that you are interested in buying, and in turn come across things that you're not interested in buying, and then you put it on an anti-haul list, you know, if you're a content creator. So I'm not saying that that's something like dishonest, but I don't know. Even though I did that video, that second video that I did like way back when, those videos are just not my cup of tea. I did that because I needed some content. That's not, those aren't the types of videos that I would want to do, because not like throwing shade to people who like consistently do anti-hauls, but I guess the term anti-haul, it just comes off being like so negative. Like a couple of people that I'm subscribed to, they do videos that they refer to as like purchase or pass. Those types of videos, I think those are basically the same way, but they just don't come off quite as negative to me because the way that they're titled. I guess the term anti-haul, now that I think about it, is just that term I just don't care for. But again, with both types of videos, the hauls and the anti-hauls, I started doing them just because I felt like, you know, that was the popular thing to do on YouTube. Now, haul videos, I actually like doing them. It's just that I'm not trying to, again, focus my channel on buying stuff, you know. And I think it was pretty recently where I said in my in one of my recent videos that I wanted to start doing monthly haul videos. That kind of didn't pan out, but my thought process behind that was, if I'm doing haul videos every month, now the haul videos that I have done on my channel to date, they do tend to get more traction than other types of videos, and I'm going to put the BoxyCharm videos in with that because I kind of feel like those are kind of like haul videos. Yeah, the haul videos, they tend to do a bit better for me, which is why I thought about, you know, doing monthly haul videos. I'm thinking if I do those videos once a month, that's, you know, one opportunity that I have a month to possibly grow my channel even further. But again, I like doing haul videos, but doing them once a month would be way more often than I would like to. As a matter of fact, back in the day, when I say back in the day, I'm talking like just a couple years ago, I said that I wanted to do seasonal haul videos because to me it made more sense to buy makeup, you know, at the beginning of the fall, let's say, use it for the next 3 months and then come back and give you guys an update and then do another haul 3 months later. To me, that felt more reasonable than doing it like every single month. But you know, the more often I go out and spend money on makeup and show you guys on camera what I bought, the more often I have, you know, opportunities to grow my channel. So this is going to kind of lead me into my next topic, which is like the pressure to have like a certain amount of makeup, or like your makeup collection as like an up and coming YouTuber in the beauty space on YouTube. I feel like that's another reason why I started buying makeup more often. Now I'm going to say, I guess starting back in March, like when we started working from home, I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do with my eyes. When we started working from home, I don't know if it's like boredom or what, but I've been buying a lot of makeup, you know, since March. And I haven't, it's not just makeup, like I'm on Amazon a lot. I've just been buying a lot of stuff. But in terms of makeup, you know, doing hauls and stuff, like of course when I buy makeup, I can use those opportunities to do haul videos, right? But doing hauls also helps me to build a makeup collection. And again, that's something that I kind of feel like I'm being pressured into having to do because I'm trying to grow on YouTube. Doing hauls, like buying makeup, it just helps you to have like a lot of products at your disposal, because I guess from a creator standpoint, you never really know like when a particular product might come in handy. So I feel like because of that, I'm like hardly ever throwing makeup away. Like I have a bunch of foundations that, when I say a bunch, for me, maybe, I think in total I might have like 20 foundations, 25 or something like that. I don't have a whole lot, but I do have a handful that I know I'm never going to use again. But I kind of feel like I don't want to get rid of them. Like I might need them for something. I don't know what, but for some sort of content I might need them for in the future. So I've kind of gotten kind of leery about like throwing stuff out. I feel like I have no idea what I'm doing with my eyeshadow, so we'll see where this goes. But you know how like some of the bigger creators, like they have just like a ton, like they have a big beauty room, they have just makeup everywhere. And I know a big part of that might be because they're getting a whole lot of stuff in PR. That's one thing I don't think that I would be able to handle. Like as much as I love makeup, I'm not trying to have like a big old closet full of makeup. Like I think that that's too much. But again, from a creator's perspective, you know, having all of those products at your disposal, it could come in handy, you know? And then also when it comes to like just doing makeup tutorials, like, you know, there's only so many tutorials that you can do, which is why I understand why some people prefer to look at product review videos as opposed to tutorials, because it's like, you know, how many times can somebody show me, you know, a summertime makeup look? So again, like going back to like hauls and collections and all of that, I feel like another reason I kind of feel somewhat pressured into having a lot of makeup, even if it's not stuff that I'm going to be using on a regular basis, is because that gives me the opportunity to constantly change up the products that I'm using. Because I guess that's a way of like, you know, keeping my content fresh. You know, I can use different foundations and, you know, change out my bronzers and stuff like that. I decided to do the rest of my eyeshadow off camera because I couldn't really like focus on what I was doing, so I had to like concentrate. So I don't even know like where I left off at, so I'm just gonna go on to my next topic because I'm almost done anyway. So my last topic is about like overall like makeup application and makeup wear on YouTube. So I definitely want to, I think I want to use this blush today. I definitely want to keep like improving my makeup techniques, and I feel like I have have improved a lot, like since I started YouTube. Like even before I started YouTube, from the time that I like initially got into makeup to the time that I started YouTube. So I was like, you know, really into makeup for a few years before I actually started filming videos. I feel like even during that time I improved, but for whatever reason, like when I started making videos, I feel like that's when I really started to get better. I do think that I still have, you know, a long ways to go. I don't think that I can do makeup nearly as well as like some of the pro makeup artists that I follow on here, or you know, some of the other people who they may not be pro artists, but I just think that they're more skilled than I am. I think it's unrealistic for me to come onto my channel like doing a video where maybe my makeup is already done and I'm just talking to y'all about something, or even doing a video like this where I'm applying makeup. I think it's just unrealistic for me to always come across with like perfect looking makeup, you know? Like there's definitely nothing wrong with that, because I think I follow a lot of people on here whose makeup always looks like super perfect, but to me that's just unrealistic, and sometimes it's not really relatable for me, because you know, these days I'm pretty much like in the house, but I think it's more realistic for me to, you know, if you see me out somewhere and you know my eyeshadow isn't, you know, blended out perfectly, or you might see like a strip of like bronzer or something on my face because I forgot to blend it out, like I think that that's okay, and I think it's relatable, you know? Like let me know what your thoughts are on that, but I just don't want to come on here and feel pressured, like even though yes, I'm trying to, you know, get better at makeup application, but at the same time, I don't want to feel pressured into like having to be perfect all the time. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to, you know, deal with, I don't know why some people feel like they have to say something negative. Like, you know, the old saying, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. It just seems like some people just go out of their way to point out other people's mistakes, or I'm not going to like completely get into that, but I just want to come on here, do my makeup. I definitely want constructive feedback, but I just don't want to feel pressure to have to always have like a super perfect beat. Like I cannot tell y'all the number of times that I've gone through the whole like filming a video on here, going back, spending hours to edit the video, and then even after I upload it to YouTube, normally when I upload my videos to YouTube, the very last time that I watch it before it goes live is when I'm adding cards to the video. So I'm like adding cards and like doing my final I guess preview of the video before I let it go live. I can't tell you the number of times where I've gone through that whole process, and then at the last minute I noticed that there's something wrong with my makeup. Like I might think that, you know, one eye, the eyeshadow is blended out better than the other eye, or you know, you can see like a line of demarcation on my forehead or something, and I decide at the last minute to not publish the video. I've done that quite a bit because I just feel like you can't come into this beauty space doing makeup videos and your makeup isn't like top-notch perfect. I at the same time, I kind of feel like that's part of what I want to promote, that it's okay to make mistakes in this whole process, or, you know, it's fine if, you know, your eyeshadow isn't blended out perfectly. Like, it's not a big deal, you know? I'm gonna finish doing this off camera, then I'll come back and finish with my lips. So I guess the gist of what I'm trying to say is I just want to come on here and have fun, and I don't want to be so afraid to do that, you know? I just want my version of having fun with makeup on YouTube to be the same as, you know, what my potential audience wants to see. And then there are certain things that, you know, I don't want to end up getting like haters for doing certain things or not doing certain things. Okay, so I think I'm done with my makeup for today. Y'all know how I like the cool tones, which is why I went for this look for today. So I hope that I made sense in what I was saying. I guess just to kind of reiterate what I just said when I was doing my lipstick, I just want to come on here. I want to have fun. I want to do the type of content that I'm passionate about. And I just hope that my current audience and my potential audience will also find passion in what I'm doing. And I don't want to be so afraid to just like really do what it is that I want to do. You know what I mean? And I just hope that my passion will help me grow my platform. You know what I mean? So let me know what y'all thought about anything that I said in the comments. I really hope that y'all enjoyed this video today. If you did, please let me know by giving me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe while you're here today, and I hope to see y'all back here for my next video. Until then, take care. Have a good one, y'all. Bye.